Hello, I'm Stewart. Today I'm going to help you figure out the answer to the question, why does my business get no clients? It's really frustrating when you've got a service, you might already have some clients, maybe they came through a referral or something like that, but you feel like you can't get more on your terms. It's really frustrating not understanding why. Trust me, I've been there for a long period of time. My business used to entirely rely on referrals and word of mouth, and whenever I tried to get new clients, occasionally maybe a little bit of success, but never ever anything I could sort of replicate. There is a reason behind why that's happening, and understanding the reason why is sort of the most important thing you can have to figure out how to then fix that problem. So this video is aimed at helping you figure out what's stopping you so that you know what you can resolve. It's very easy to see all these shiny things and keep chasing them. We want to get to the root cause of the problem. So by the end of this video, I want you to understand why your business isn't working, why it's not bringing new clients. And then we're also going to talk about a really quick way you can start getting more clients right now. Once you've understood this is the fastest way to go, right, I need it now, no long-term strategies, okay? Also at the end of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about an offer we have at present for free marketing and video strategy audits, which you can apply for via the link in the description below. But we'll get to that at the end of the video. It might help if you're still struggling or you want some one-to-one advice. So jumping into it, there are a few core areas that you need to focus on if you're not getting clients, and it's almost always one of these things. In fact, it is always one of these things, right? The first one is service. Do they actually need the service you're offering, okay? So it might be that what you've built is something that you believe people want, but isn't something that people actually want. The way you resolve this or figure out if this is the problem is by running market research. How do you run market research? Well, you answer a series of questions. I actually have a series of questions you can ask, and I'll be very, very nice. I wasn't going to do this at the start of the video, but I will put them in the comments below so you can see what questions you need to ask during market research to give you sort of an understanding as to your audience. And you do this market research by literally interviewing people in your target audience. So just get in contact with them and say, hey, I've just started out a business, or we're looking to improve our processes. Can I do a quick interview with you? I'd really like to hear your opinions on something. And get your insight. A lot of people really engage with that because people love talking and giving insight in their opinions. Or you can go to local groups online, or you can go to forums, or you can use tools such as Ask the Public, I believe it's called, and type in something relating to your service and find out that way. You can also use Google search and things like that to find out what questions people are asking. And figure out if people do need your service. So market research should help you figure out if people need your service or not. That's one thing. A lot of people just make something because they believe it's a solution to a problem, but it isn't really a problem that people care enough about to spend money on or things like that. So first off, service, and you figure that out through market research. Next up is audience, and this is tied into the two. Don't worry, I am going to give a little bit more information and insight into these. I just want you to understand the principles first. Next up is audience. So you might have a service which people do genuinely want. So everyone needs new clients. So you set up a marketing agency, okay? Fantastic. You know people need more clients. It's just the service you might be providing, that's the delivery of the outcome, might not line up with what your audience wants. So for example, you might have an audience who definitely wants new clients and they know they want to do it via online marketing. However, you're pitching to them some form of online marketing that just doesn't line up with how their company operates. So it doesn't matter how much you pitch to them the idea of they're going to get more clients. If it just doesn't fit into their business model, because it won't work for them necessarily, and they can see that but you can't, they're never going to take you up on it. So these are two different things you can play around with. You can either keep your service the same, provided you've done the market research and it's proven that people want it. And you can change your audience slightly because it might just be the audience just needs to click with you. Or you can keep your audience the same and slightly tweak the service to make sure it lines up with that audience a little bit more. So there's two different sides to that coin, and you can change variables within both of these things to make sure it lines up. Now, I'll be honest, most of the time if you're struggling to get clients, it's probably one of these two things, almost always, okay? But let's provided those two are resolved, you know you've got a service that works with the audience because you're already delivering it to some people, maybe, let's say. It still might need a bit of tweaking to be more broadly accepted and more broadly appealing. However, we move on to, at that point, marketing and sales. So you've got your core offer and people are engaging with that, fantastic. Next up, marketing. Is it that you have this and it's working for existing clients, you just don't have any visibility maybe? Or is it that you're getting visibility and traffic, so maybe your website gets people coming to it, and you just need more conversions? If it's marketing, you can tell if it's marketing because people are getting, first off, analytics such as Google Analytics, you can see people are going to your website in large numbers. Or if it's things like if you're getting people on your website and you are getting loads of conversions through there, if you're getting people in contact with you, then your marketing is working. If those things aren't happening for you, then you have a marketing issue. How can you resolve this? The fastest way to resolve marketing, if you have cash in your pocket, is to run paid advertising campaigns. But use a professional, I would recommend. And again, I said at the start, we have free marketing strategy audits. That's a very, very in-depth topic. If you want to discuss it, apply down below. But that will resolve your problem immediately. This way over here is free, and I will get to that in a minute, okay? But that's one way you can immediately resolve visibility. Conversions is just about really updating your offer on your website. And I have another video, which I will link down in the description below, which tells you how to optimize your website for conversions to make it the most efficient it would be, okay? So if you want to know more about that, full other video you can watch around that. And the last thing is sales. So let's say your marketing is working, you get people coming in, you have visibility, those people convert and they apply for, I don't know, for demos and things like that, but you're not getting any sales. How do you figure out if that's your problem? Well, first off, you look at your close rate. Average close rates are 1 in 5, maybe 1 in 3, like on average across all different industries. Now for your industry, it might be lower, it might be better, but those are the averages. If you're looking at a close rate of 1 in 25 people or 1 in 20 or something like that, then you have a sales issue. It might be that sales issue is being caused by this. You can have good marketing and bring people in, but then not have the right service to line up with the audience, and therefore the sales is never going to work, but it's not a sales problem in terms of your delivery of sales. But if this is resolved and you've got marketing and you're not closing, then you have a sales problem. You need to go to a sales professional and get them to help you. Now, I have spoken to so many companies over the last year and a half, 2 years since I've been doing free marketing strategy audits, when we've been helping them with their marketing. And these are always the problems. It's one of these things here. And it applies to companies of all different sizes. Do not think you're on your own. There are massive companies that have grown through just providing a service to one company. They get nearly all their revenue, like millions of pounds from one client, but they can't for the life of them get another client. And it's not because of the service of the audience, because they've got this big client. It's usually their marketing and sales. And there are smaller companies that might market themselves amazingly, but they can't sell anything. It's always one of these things. And as I've been talking through, if any of this is sounding a little bit like any of these sections sounded a little bit too familiar for you, that's probably what it is. If it felt uncomfortable, that's probably what the issue is, and it's what you need to focus on. If you have questions around how you focus on and resolve those things, exactly like you have a very specific problem that you think you have, from what I've said, comment below or send me a message or apply for the audit and we can go through that together. Now, what happens if, you feel you've got that sorted, but you need clients right now? What can you do? You can't wait and run a campaign. You can't do content marketing. It's going to take 6 months to get anything back from it. Well, the best thing to do is manual outreach. And manual outreach is just reaching out to people who are in your target audience, who have the problem you resolve, and you're asking a few questions. That's all you're doing, just ask some questions. Now, where can you do this? Well, the classic one is cold calling, but most people hate cold calling, which I fully understand. I don't enjoy it either. You can also use LinkedIn. You can find people on LinkedIn, although that's very saturated right now. You can find people on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube maybe, on Twitch. You can email them directly. There are loads and loads of different ways you can get in contact, but manual outreach just means finding someone in your target audience and reaching out to them. And once you get in contact with them, what do? You first ask if they have the problem. If they don't have the problem you resolve, they're never going to use your services. Why would they? That's nothing wrong with you or your service. That's just how it works. So first off, ask if they have the problem. If they say yes, we're on to the next question. If they say no, stop talking to them. So if they say yes, ask if they actually want help. Some people have the problem, but they're not in a situation where they need to or want to actually resolve the problem, because you have loads of problems, everyone does. You focus on specific ones at different periods in time. So next off, ask if they want help. If they say yes, move on. If they say no, end the conversation. And the last question is ask if they want to discuss that a little bit more. Do they want to talk to you about it? Okay, and that's it. You just do that, and you do that to scale. The more people you ask, it's a maths game. Just more and more people ask them these questions who are in your target audience, and eventually you'll start getting sales calls. And that's pretty much it if you want to acquire new clients really, really quickly. So I really hope this has helped. Trust me, these are always the problem, pretty much. They're occasionally maybe it's something else, but root cause, it's one of these 4 things. If you do feel like you're still struggling, as I said before, put a comment down below just asking if any specific questions, or apply for that free video and marketing strategy call, link in the description below. It's a one-on-one session. We do tend to get quite a few applications for that, so we have limited spaces, but apply now if you do want to have a chat. I really hope this has helped. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that standard stuff. And as I said before, if you're looking for more information about this, we have other videos on the channel that might help. I will link the conversions video below. And if you want to see any other videos, like anything I've talked about, again, comment below and I'll make that video for you. Cheers, really hope you enjoyed, and I will speak to you soon.